Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having a wonderful one wherever you are, however you are. Hope that you're good. That's the intro. Today we are listening to Ulver. We're going to listen to this first track off of their album, Shadows of the Sun, released 2007, their 7th studio album, which is going to be EOS, is how I believe you pronounce that. We are listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Dustin. So Dustin, thank you so much for the recommendation, of course, for the support. Now, Ulver are a band that I'm familiar with one album from them, Perdition City, which I think is a brilliant album with a lovely atmosphere. But that's the only album I've ever listened to from them. Although I am familiar with the band in the sense of I know that they've progressed or started as a black metal band. And then they moved and changed their style completely with Perdition City, which is like a trip hop kind of album to an extent, electronic and stuff. But I haven't followed them. I haven't really kept up with anything else besides that album from them. So let's go and listen to this track. From what I see, this is a couple albums later after Perdition City. So let's see where they've progressed from here. EOS, here we go. Love that album cover.
The sun is far away. It goes in circles. Someone died. Someone lives. In pain.
I like how he whispered that last line.
It's burning into the thin air.
Nice, deep voice with such resonance.
Of nature.
That's it. Oh. You have to be in a certain mindset for this, right? You definitely have to be in a certain mindset for this type of music. But I feel like this is just spirit affirming, soul resonance, deep, 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 deep kind of music. This reminds me a lot of Sigur Rós in the way that they approach music as well. And this is incredibly intense and moving is the way I hear this. This would go so wonderfully as like after a heartbreaking, dramatic, artful film. And this would be the track that plays over the final credits. The type of film that leaves you thinking, and you don't want to leave the seat, you don't want to leave the theater because you want that experience to kind of sit there for a little bit. You want that meal to digest. And this is the kind of song that is a nice dessert after the meal, as it keeps that going, keeps that experience going on of drama and intensity. I think that this is the perfect track that describes something being darkly beautiful. This is dark. There's a tenseness in the air. There's a stressfulness about it, or a distressed tone to it all. But you can't deny that it is like gorgeously beautiful in its approach. It's like how do I say this? It's like I'm trying to think of like the place, or like a scene from a movie. I'm just trying to find it. Okay, I'm not going to find a specific movie because I don't want to play a movie scene and get copyright issues. But like it's like at the end of a film when the character or characters are looking off into the horizon, and it's just a normal horizon, normal day, but out of nowhere, in the very, very distance, big flash. It's a bomb. And those characters that are staying there know it's over. Eventually, the shock waves, the blast waves, the radius is going to come and obliterate our main characters. But instead of cowering in fear, there's something beautiful about the actual imagery of it. Perhaps they hold hands, and just like that, it's over. So there's a beauty in the destruction, I guess, to an extent, is kind of what I'm getting at when I'm listening to this, because it does have that kind of sound to it. And I think that it's excellently handled. The lead vocalist here has such a deep, resonant voice. Let me see if I can find the name. I'm assuming, don't quote me, and I've never looked into the personnel or who's playing what in the band. I just know the band from Perdition City. I believe it's going to be Christopher Rigg, who's going to be the lead vocalist here. What a calming kind of demeanor in his voice, but masterful kind of hold your attention, commanding the room. Just a deep, deep, gravely voice. Vigard Johnson on the violin that you clearly hear in here as well. And also, I guess, that very high-pitched sound is going to be theremin, performed by Pamela Kirsten, who, if I click on her profile here on Wikipedia, just so you guys can see as well, she's worked with many artists such as David Byrne, Yoko Ono, Bella Fleck and the Flecktones as well. Many, many others. And I really, really enjoyed that sound that she brings into this music here, because it almost takes the music to a place where the violin can't go. It's a similar direction in tonality as the violin and the theremin, but the theremin just pushes it into a higher pitch and a quivering vibrato that almost sounds otherworldly, that I think is wonderfully captured here in the music. The beautiful symphonic touches that surround this thing. There's something deeply spiritual about it as well. It's just an incredible, incredible track. Now, just before we look into the lyrics, I just want to do a Google search on Eos and see what that is, so that we can see if it means something before we dive into it. So I'm doing a Google search, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Eos. Eos is the goddess and personification of the dawn, who rose each morning from her home at the edge of the river Oceanus to deliver light and disperse the night. In Greek tradition and poetry, she is characterized as a goddess with a great sexual appetite who took human lovers for her own satisfaction, bore them several children, Okay, so she is the dawn. So keeping that in mind, I mean, the sun is rising in this beautiful light, the way the music captures that, that's perfect. The sun is far away. It goes in circles. Someone dies. Someone lives. And what a great way of delivering this line, because, okay, he's giving opposites. Someone dies and someone lives. But then he whispers, he sneaks in, someone lives in pain. So at first you were getting a little despair, but also a little hope. But no, he was actually killing that hope a little bit and replacing it with suffering. It's burning into the thin air of the nature of a culture. On the dark side, under the moon, the wolves gather. So let's it's burning into the thin air of the nature. What is this the dawn of? If we were to take, the personification of dawn, if that's what it is, what is the dawning? What is coming to light? Whatever it is, it says it's burning into the thin air. If you don't mind, let's read this little thing here. Opening song of their 7th album. The song is kind of a manifesto of what the whole album is, both musically and lyrically. Calm, dark, even gloomy, but also carrying a high idea of beauty. In Greek mythology, we read about this already. Yeah, that's nice. But I want to know how this kind of relates into this track. Let's see if we can find it here. Background. Says, in an interview with the Music Information Center, Ulver member Tor commented on the album, saying that it would be downplayed and inspired by chamber music in both style and crew. He says he took a year off to study classical composers and their composition techniques as well. It's described as our most personal record to date. Riggs said, I'm a diagnosed depressive and should have been trying to focus on living, but instead I've immersed myself in some isolated, dark, and paranoid place. It has no doubt helped me make this album what it is, but it's a prison of the mind. Adding, sometimes all I see is darkness, it's overpowering, but this record is about venting out a lot of that stuff, the gloom, but it also represents some kind of quiet acceptance. Like, this is how the situation is, you're just going to have to live with it. Use it for what it's worth. Here, this is what I'm looking for. I was looking for something on the first song. He says, the first song is an embellishment of a piece that we did for a funeral theme in the movie Uno. That cannot be based off the cards. Okay, it's a Norwegian drama film. So you can use the same source material in different contexts. If you're in a different place at a different time and in a different frame of mind, you can use stuff that originally didn't go anywhere and make something of it. So yeah, we keep everything, but man, it's a lot of music and ideas lying on the backdrops these days. I'm guessing 10% of what we start ends up as something presentable. We feel like a lot of things are interesting for 30 seconds or so, but then what? We could probably sell riffs to rock bands, sell hundreds of riffs or piano themes or whatever, but our main problem is to tie elements together, to bring it home, as they say. We are quite selective. I think that this is a great track. This is a wonderful piece of music. Like I said, I think, obviously it's not like a rock song. You put this on like while you're driving, but this is a contemplative kind of sound that you just sit in and it sits in with you. That was really fantastic. I enjoyed that a lot. Thank you so much, Dustin, for the recommendation, of course, for the support on that. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.